the top players from America are over in Europe. They're playing with all these guys they're about to go against. This is like the most humbling sport for America. There might not be another big sport anywhere where America quite literally has zero chance of winning at all. A lot of that has to do with NIL, with how youth athletics and money. You can go into the sport to get a scholarship, but then again, if we put all of our talent at it, it wouldn't be like America would right away be there. This is like these kids. They start when they're 5 years old. They play all day. This is literally life, which is so cool to see because all these countries have their own different style. They're playing with all different teams, but I don't know. I love that it's humbling for America.
I do think that America having literal to no chance is humbling, but it is also kind of awesome to be the underdog and if we make to the round of 8, I feel like that's a huge accomplishment. If we just get one win in the round of 16, which is kind of cool to be the underdog for America, where usually it's not that in any other sports.
Yeah, I think I saw Landon Donovan talk about this on Dan Patrick's show, and he kind of mentioned too, it's one of those sports where it's a club sport, right? You go and a lot of these, it's a broken system where you have to go to these top academies and pay all this money and do all this traveling and all that, and you're basically pricing out the lower income kids who, in a lot of ways, that are just getting essentially priced out of some of this stuff and can't play. I think there's a little bit of that too, where you look at hockey and soccer are very similar in that sense. It's a very expensive sport from a travel perspective. Baseball may qualify for that too. It's a little bit of a broken system, I think, whereas you look at South America and Europe, and these kids are doing nothing but touching a soccer ball from the moment they can walk. There's no other thing that is even being considered other than soccer in a lot of these countries. But even Landon Donovan, I remember he had said, I think Dan Patrick asked him, even if U.S. put all their best athletes out there, would we be better? Would we win at soccer? And he was like, no. He's like, it's a culture thing. It's the technical skill aspect. It's just different.
So I feel like with that Landon Donovan team with Tim Howard, that did feel like it was a special moment. It did feel like soccer had a ton of momentum, and the success that team had, because that was the year, that was the viral moments, right? The Landon Donovan goal. So 2014, and I'm looking at the scores right now. I mean, we tied Portugal, which was Ronaldo, right? He was on the team. We lost to Germany 1-0. We beat Ghana. We lost to Belgium in the knockout stage 2-1. But those are Belgium, Germany, and Portugal. We were kind of right there, within a goal, and with 3 kind of powers from Europe, right? And it feels to me from a United States perspective, a lot of that momentum is now gone. Nick, let's transition into the United States conversation, and from a competitive standpoint, what your thoughts are in terms of their prospects within the group stage. Then should they advance to the knockout stage, what we're looking at on deck in the knockout rounds. But am I reading that correctly, that there doesn't seem to be as much optimism even in 2026 now as there was in 2014?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's no chemistry. So I think there's no chemistry on paper. This is literally probably the best team they've had. They have more guys that are in the Premier Leagues, the EPL, Bundesliga, whatever. So I think that is promising for them. They have a really good coach. He's only been there 2 years or something like that. So yeah, I just don't think they're meshing well. I think what works in their favor, obviously, home field advantage is going to play somewhat of a factor with the watered down field. Another big thing is more teams make it. So in the past, I don't know what happened with the wild card, but with the 48 teams, the top 2 advance, but then 8 of the third place teams out of the 12 groups advance. So that's a huge thing. I mean, I still think America's going to finish 1 or 2, but having that backing, they're definitely going to move on. I think you guys are all hitting the nail on the head. There's no bias. There hasn't been a good marketing campaign. There hasn't been any leadership on the team. The coach hasn't really I've never heard him speak. I don't know. It's just we have a lot of talent, but it's until they go out there, you never know what's going to happen.
I believe we're talking about 2010 when America beat Algeria, when Landon Donovan had the game-winning goal. Is the year we're talking about. So that's even 4 years prior. One thing I was going to say is, though, I will take the U.S.'s draw this year way over their 2014 with Germany and Portugal with Ronaldo. I mean, that's almost crazy that they advanced from that group to lose to Belgium. And then Belgium won that next
2018.
So yeah, I mean that's a hell of a draw. Portugal, Germany, and then Belgium in the round of 16. So I do think that United States has a very, very, very good chance to move on. And if they don't, that would be just extremely disappointing.